Nod or shake reviews. Willie nod or Willie shake. Yeah!
Welcome.
Oh,
I
welcome.
was going to do the opening.
All right, yeah, you go for it. Go crazy. I was gonna do something different, but you go.
I want.
Okay.
What do you mean? By
I was
different?
gonna say welcome to Shake Reviews because I feel like that's all we're doing nowadays.
Welcome to Nod or Shake Reviews.
And that's why you don't do it.
Not if it's good, shake if it's not so good. Either way, it may be your next favorite movie, where we review movies, where you review movies, in the car.
Saw 10. So I actually liked the Saw movies. They're like dumb, fun movies. This one, again, I've said this so many times. I feel like I'm just gonna vomit at the mouth the next time I say it. This one was needlessly too long, and it's just like, I don't know. I guess after 10 movies, I'm just done with like This is kind of a dumb critique, but it's just something that bothered me. There was this lady that, like, she basically sawed off her leg and then was like, okay. Like, I don't know, man. I stubbed my toe, and I'm like, I'm down for the count for the rest of my life. So, one of the things that I actually do like about the Saw movies is the twist, when it works. This twist was just, like, it was so deflating. Because at the end of the day, Saw movies are really just people getting chopped up and murdered. That's really, there's nothing really that complex going on in the Saw universe. Maybe Saw 1?
No. I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay.
You said it in the theater, and my life ended. Like, for a second.
What did I say?
You said Saw universe. Why?
Did I say that?
Yeah, no, you said it again just now. And I don't understand why every movie needs
Saw
to have
franchise.
its own world and universe and whatnot. It's
Saw
a franchise.
Franchise.
Who cares about, like, we don't need to, no more universe building. Let's just let the movies be their movie.
So the other thing that, and I this is going to sound mean, but so I apologize in advance. Don't make in between movies to figure out a way to make a movie that doesn't really connect to any of the stories, but you're just making it because you're running out of ideas. Because it just looks like, it's weird when you watch Saw 2 and Shawnee Smith is, I don't know how old she is, but there is and same thing with, spoiler, the guy who played Costas Mandalore. There is such a huge age difference that it's almost distracting. So I just don't do that anymore. Like, I'm not really for it, but take the money and just de-age the actors because it is so distracting when it's such a mind-boggling look of age. And I know people age, but
Wait, they did use de-aging in this film.
then it looked terrible.
It was terrible.
I need to talk to, I'm not a fashion person, I'm not that person, but whoever was the hair design in this movie, like, what the hell
that's the
was
other
that?
thing. They're trying to mimic, like, previous movies, and when she was a drug dealer or drug addict suspected drug addict in the sequel, she had short hair.
She had short hair, but
And right now she looked like someone put a bowl on top of her head and just cut. I'm against this whole, like, I don't know how much of a prequel this was, though.
It was,
Because
they were kind of loosey-goosey with that, I feel like.
I don't think it was a prequel at all.
It was before the third one.
How do we know that?
It was right before he died. Because they mentioned, because she's still working with him, and they're still alive, so it's at least before
I don't even remember the third one.
3.
I don't remember the third one, and holy crap, this is the 10th one. Like, to say that out loud is weird. I know. I'm not really saying that like, oh, I'm old or nothing, but like, holy crap, do we need any more?
Yeah, I don't.
Because are you done?
I'm just kind of bouncing off of you. I do agree.
No, you're bouncing off the wrong parts.
Okay.
It's a shake for me, obviously, and so first off, let me say first, like, I'm very. I hate coming into this car and shaking at everything. I really do.
Yeah.
And I really hate saying the same things. But is not just a trend at this point. It's literally just what it is. So I sat here before this movie and I said, well, I know I'm not a big fan of the Saw franchise, not universe. I barely liked the second one. I thought the second one was the last redeeming one, if I say. The first one was magnificent in all its glory. But now we're so far from that every time I stopped seeing them. I just stopped. I didn't see the Chris Rock run, even though I heard it sucked. I stopped after 3. And so I sat here before this time and I said, let me go in there and let me try to enjoy myself. Let me just try to have fun. Now, again, this is coming from me. I do not love body horror. I can't stand it. I said that during the Terrifier 2 franchise review. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. There are a lot of people that do. This movie has turned from being oh my God, to literally just trying to shock you with the most body horrific things that they can come up with. Like, the things in this movie were less elaborate, but more showy in what they did.
Yeah.
Like, you get a decapitation scene, which was, very well done, but it's not my cup of tea. Coming from that, I went in there trying to have a good time. I came out saying, this is just dumb. It's dumb. By the time you get to the end of this movie, and every movie ends the same, where they're like, get down, bound to down. You're like laughing at it. You laugh at it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first one, you're like, what? That's what this movie is, everybody. A joke.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm kind of like, I do like the twist, and I actually do think the twist could make or break the movie, because if they just, I mean, again, if there was no twist in Saw, I do not think there would have been a 10th one today. If they just had the movie and it was just a regular by-the-numbers psychological horror, I don't think we would be at the 10th one. I really do think it is the twist that hook the people in. Yes, there are people
the thing is, they're getting a tougher time, because obviously the writers just gave up at a certain point.
They gave up at like the 4th one.
And I get it. When you're taking the same characters in the same positions and like you're coming up with the same story using the same non-serial killer, what else are you left with in terms of the twist? The twist in the first one was just by far the best.
Yeah.
And everything after that was just trying to claw at that coattail.
I think the second one was a good twist. After that, it was kind of like, one final note. I feel like the big thing with the Jigsaw Killer is the value of life. You want to value your life. And I feel like the more that these movies just continued, that got lost, and this one was a really big one, because
a lot of the fucking games were impossible to win. There's no doubt in my mind of that.
There's just one scene that, like, it was just basically like, this just seems like he's out for revenge.
Yeah, honestly. The dude was cutting out his brain. And then he was supposed to follow the rules after, like, he's cutting out his brain.
Which would have been fine, but they already established in one movie that he tried the revenge thing, it didn't work. And then they established in the other movies that John Kramer was just totally against killing for your own personal gain. So I feel like this one really went against the other, I don't even count the Chris Rock one, the other 8 Saw movies.
Yeah.
So, and then the last thing I just want to throw out there is there's one of the deadliest Saw traps in the whole entire franchise was that goddamn Regal theater chair that I fell in.
Shut it down! Shake it down!
My phone dropped in between the seat.
And my man fell face forward.
I tried to get it through the chair thing that goes down, but the chair was still down, so then it went up, so it threw up my arm, and
Johnny went
tumbled
face forward, and his... Like, everybody knows how a movie theater seat is.
Yes.
He's standing, like, handstanding. His feet are kicking out like, get out of this job! I'm just like,
Yeah, and I was not quiet about it. I made like
the entire theater saw you, and I just wish people were going to the movies as they used to, because you would have been embarrassed in front of a plethora of people rather than just me and another guy who chuckled.
So that was the end. There was an end credits, and that was the other end credits that happened. But yeah, that's it. So tomorrow we're gonna hopefully watch. Well, no, we're gonna see The Creator. Hopefully, give a nod to. And then next week our Halloween season starts. We're gonna give a horror recommendation every review, and we want to hear your thoughts on any horror recommendations you have, because there's so much horror out there that needs to be discovered, new and old, known and not known. So yeah, alrighty. Thanks for cringing. Bye-bye.
Certainly cringed.
Thanks for cringing.